Welcome to the Wednesday's programming. Starting off with the announcement. So remember, support your box is coming to an end this week. We got 2 prizes for the best costume, which was extended, and also the odd object for that thruster. Okay, feel free to get that toilet seat off the toilet and use that, but it won't be that creative since you actually took that idea already. Again, final week, so submit it by Friday, all your scores. Don't forget, it's easy to forget. I know I forgot my second week scores, but I will submit them now to not forget it on Friday, okay? Next, virtual class. So we got the vlog that was released early in the week. We have a blog that will be coming out today, so look for the blog today. The class is on Friday at 11:45 for the class. It's our first virtual class, so we look forward to getting a lot of feedback, so that way we can tweak these classes and see what we can do moving forward. So log in to your mind body, sign yourself up for that 11:45 on Friday. I'm going to pass over to Chris for the workout today.
Alright guys, so for today's workout, if you remember in week 1, we actually did the same workout, except for in week 1, it was a 20-minute AMRAP of the same movements. Now we are doing 5-minute AMRAPs. We're doing 4 rounds of that with a 2-minute rest in between. So what that means is when you're comparing to week 1, you should be able to get more rounds this time because we're getting the 2 minutes of rest. And also we're 5 weeks fitter by doing this programming we've been doing. So you should be able to get some more reps and rounds. So the movements for today, you're doing 5 push-ups and then 10 deadlifts and then 15 air squats. For the push-ups, if you guys find 5 push-ups is really easy to do and you want to scale it up, you can do something like dive bombers or deficit push-ups or even handstand push-ups for today. So if 5 push-ups seems easy, you can make it a little bit more challenging. For the deadlifts, we want you guys using a weight where you can do all 10 deadlifts. Now, if you guys are getting tired near to the end of the workout and you want to break it up to like 5 and 5 or something like that with a little break in between, that's totally fine. But try to pick something where you can do all 10 deadlifts. And if you have the luxury of having some kind of weights, or if you do have a barbell, some weights, you can maybe put something like 135 on for the guys, 95 for the girls, something along those lines. Also note here, guys, when you're doing a 20-minute AMRAP, you're kind of going at a slow and steady endurance style pace. For a 5-minute AMRAP, you want to be moving pretty quickly, so you want to pick up your pace for sure for that 5 minutes, especially because you get that 2 minutes of rest to recover from it. So it'll be fun to see how we do. I know the first week when we did this one, I think Eddie and I did the same kind of strategy, and our low backs were definitely feeling tight. That was a really good workout. The push-ups flew by kind of easily, so I think for myself this week, and I'm sure Eddie will follow suit, we'll maybe try doing some kind of handstand push-ups or dive bombers instead, and it'll be fun to compare our results. Back to Eddie for the afterburner.
So afterburner, this is a little bit of skill and also deloading. Some of you guys have reached out saying that you are doing the workouts and you're finding them that they're leaving you more sore, which is great, guys, because you have that intensity. So holding the bottom of your overhead squat, you can look at it as skill, where you're trying to maybe pull back that arm to get a better lockup position. Think about what are the muscles that are firing up to help you pull back. Or 2, you can approach it as recovery, where with your arms overhead, you're just letting your body relax and sink into it. You want to accumulate 2 minutes. The longer you can go, the more your body will relax. But if you're finding that you're holding your breath because you're trying to do maybe 2 minutes in a row and you're not relaxing, don't push it, okay? So the way you approach it's up to you guys, but there'll be more. We'll talk about that later on in this video, okay? We'll see you next in the warm-up.
Okay guys, for today's warm-up, we are doing a 3-round warm-up, starting off with 30 seconds of inchworms with the push-up. So for the inchworms, just remember, try to keep the legs nice and locked out as you reach down to the floor, so you get that stretch in the hamstring. Then you're going to walk out the hands all the way down into the push-up to the ground. You can push up off your knees if you have to, and then come back up onto the toes, walking your hands back in. We're going for 30 seconds. Of course, warm-up pace, nice and easy. After that, we're going for 8 bent over rows. So for the bent over rows, we're just gonna fold forward with the object, and here we're using that pin pin. You can use a dumbbell, kettlebell, anything like that. And then you're just gonna pull those elbows in tight to the body, squeezing those shoulder blades nice and tight. And we're gonna go for 8 of those. Once you're done those 8, we are doing 8 single leg deadlifts with the bent over row. So we're gonna stick to using that same object, and whatever leg goes back in that deadlift, that's the object, that's the arm that the object will go in. When you get to the bottom, you're gonna do your row, bring the object back down, stand up with control. Maybe show him the side view of that there, Yash. There we go. So you can see that heel is coming up, his butt is nice and tight on that back leg, and then he's pulling that object up, bringing it back down with control, standing up. So you're gonna do 8 on one side and then 8 on the other. Lots of balance required there, guys. If you find yourself losing your balance coming out of it, that's totally fine. That's what we're working on. It's a skill that we're trying to develop here with that movement. After that, we're going for 8 lateral lunges per side. So we're gonna start off with the feet nice and wide. We're gonna bend one knee, keep the other knee locked out, and you're just gonna bring your body down to one side, and then going back up to neutral, squeezing your butt. We're gonna go down to the other side. Play around with the width of your feet here, guys. Try wider, narrower. Also, if you want to get a little deeper into that stretch, when you get down to the bottom of that lunge, you can actually bring your toe up in the air, and you can try to sink a little bit deeper into that lunge. The one common fault we do not want to see when you go down to the side, don't let that heel come off the ground. So Yash can show you what that looks like. We don't want that to happen. Don't worry about your depth here if you can't get too low, but just make sure that that heel stays planted flat the whole time. Finally, guys, 8 bootstraps, loosening up the groin and hips, loosening you up for those squats. So hands on the tops of your laces. You can get back and forth a couple times. I find that when I'm still stiff, it's my first round of the warm-up, I spend a little bit more time in the bottom. As I get more loose, I spend less time at the bottom. And then you're gonna fully extend the hips, feeling that stretch in the hamstring. You can even actively pull your upper body down when you get to the top to feel a stretch in the hamstrings and low back. Enjoy the warm-up, guys. We will see you for the workout.
Let's get ready for this workout. 5-minute AMRAPs, trying to complete 3 to 5 rounds per the 5-minute segment. That's kind of the goal. Depending on your objects and your progressions, it might vary. First, you start off with the 5 push-ups, as mentioned on the whiteboard. Feel free to progress it from the first week. So you can do your push-ups by going regular push-ups on your toes. Okay. If you find that it's not challenging you, then take that to the dive bomber. So just by lifting your hips up, you can go to the dive bomber. Now you're gonna go down, head down, above, in front of your hands, pressing up. Make sure you keep that core engaged. But if you notice that challenge is too much, go back to the push-up, and on the push-up, maybe just double check, are you warming yourself up? So I'm gonna get Nash here to show us how it looks like when you warm yourself up. So you're gonna go down, look strong. If your chest goes up, but your thighs are still on the ground, so like that, this is a progression where you can just dial in to make sure, are your legs active, core active, so your body's going up and down. Also mentioned, feel free to do handstand push-ups if you like, but find a push-up progression that challenges you, maybe for scale up from week 1, or you stay consistent from that previous progression. We're gonna go into deadlifts next. To get more weight, feel free to use a backpack and just load it up. Throw that kettlebell, throw that dumbbell that you've loaned out, get some more weight in there. You can really load up a backpack to make it a little bit heavier. Now, today we want to show you a different way with those home kits. Picked up a kettlebell. Even a dumbbell works, it's a little bit different. But with the band and your kettlebell, you can create more tension, work on that strength component, okay? By threading that band through the handle, then the band just sits on the ground. You're gonna step on top of the band. You're gonna take that handle, you're gonna reach for it, both hands, and you're gonna deadlift it up. So now there's a lot of tension in that band, which adds more weight to that kettlebell. Then he's actually gonna go back down. Say I'm gonna get him to do a couple repetitions here so he can feel it out. If it feels like it's too hard or easy, you can adjust by standing closer to make it have more tension, which gives it less slack. That'll get a little bit harder, but if that's too tough, you can then stand wider, reduce the slack on the end, which will decrease the tension on the band. So you can adjust your stance, which will create more tension, which again, if you're creating tension, not just the band, you're going to challenge yourself to create tension in those hamstrings on your posterior chain to develop that strength and make sure you're not losing any strength by making sure that you're contracting those muscles, challenging the contraction by adding more stimulus of tension, okay? You're going for 10 deadlifts. From there, you're gonna finish up your first round with 15 air squats. So, just keep note, guys, on the air squat, break parallel, so hips be a little parallel. Don't let your feet take all that weight of your body and the ball of your foot. Stay on those heels. As you come up, push the floor away to make sure you're activating your growth. Okay, so you're gonna finish off with 15 air squats. You wanna do them as quick as you can, but don't compromise your form, okay? Again, 4 rounds of 5-minute AMRAP, number 5, 10, 15. Have fun with this one. Try to see if you can hit between 3 to 5 rounds in each AMRAP, guys. See you in the afterburn.
Welcome back, everybody, for the afterburn. Today we are working on our overhead squat hold. So overhead squats, if you've never done them before, are quite a tricky movement, and that's why we're going to start off today by working with just a PVC or a broomstick to work on just that hold at the bottom of the overhead squat. If you guys are completely new to squatting, or if squatting itself feels a little bit uncomfortable, you can just do this without the overhead part. Just do a 2-minute bottom up squat hold. That is another option if you're totally new to this all. So we're accumulating 2 minutes. The first thing we're gonna go over is finding your hand positioning for the overhead squat hold. So what we would start off with is some pass-throughs. So your arms are going to be fully locked out. Start off on the outside edge of that PVC, and we're just going to go front to back a couple times. Now, notice how Yash is keeping those shoulders down. It's common that we want to shrug the shoulders up in a pass-through. We want to try to keep the shoulders down. If that feels really easy, you can bring your hands in closer and closer until it gets to the point where it kind of gets to a point in the overhead where it's sticky. There's a spot where it's just really hard to get through without bending those elbows. So when you find that spot, that's a great spot to start for that overhead squat. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is the positioning in our upper back and shoulders. So what Yash is doing is he's actually rotating. So if I were to grab his arm and rotate it, he's trying to get the armpits pushing forward and the elbow pits pointing upwards. Once he gets into that lockout position, he's going to pinch those shoulder blades together. He's trying to get the insides of those shoulder blades closer towards each other, and he's trying to think of getting that whole shoulder blade kind of tucked into his back pocket. So he's pulling those shoulder blades down, pinching them together. Once you get into that position, we're just going to come down into our squat. So you can see Yash is going to start slowly coming down. He's got good mobility. Obviously, he practices this position since he was about 12 years old. So he's got a good spot here at the bottom. If you can look forward for me there, Yash, you want to keep that head and neck in that neutral position, squeezing those shoulder blades together, weights on the heels. Come up there, Yash. So let's say that was like 15 seconds. Got a minute 45 to go still. We'll show you what that looks like from the front view. So same thing. Notice how when he gets into that lockout position, he's turning those armpits forward, squeezing those shoulder blades, elbow pits facing up, and he's going to come down into that squat, looking head and neck nice and neutral, back neutral. The knees are tracking slightly outside of the toes, which looks really good here in that position. One other thing we can do here, guys, if you have a hard time and you want to work on that flexibility, you might not get all the way down to the bottom of that squat, which is totally fine. You can actually use a door jam for this. So we're going to start off a little bit behind the door to start that, to test that flexibility, and then that PVC is going to rub up against either side of that door jam. So Yash is going to start by pushing his butt back. He might not be able to get all the way down below parallel. That's okay. If you can see here, he's below parallel at the bottom of the squat. squat. That looked really good. You can come on back up. If you feel really comfortable, you can even take a half step forward or just inch forward just a little bit and see what that feels like. We're gonna challenge in here, coming all the way down, holding that position, and so on. Those are a couple options here, guys. Accumulating 2 minutes, this will work wonders for the mobility in your entire body. Enjoy it. Let us know how it goes. We'll see you tomorrow.